You know that feeling when you're alone at night and everything gets quiet, and suddenly all the things you've been avoiding start getting loud. The project you didn't start, the call you didn't make, the skill you keep saying you'll learn soon. It stings, not just because you failed, but because deep down you know you didn't even try fully. And you tell yourself, I'll fix it tomorrow. There's always that small hope. Tomorrow I'll be different. Tomorrow I'll show up stronger. But tomorrow keeps moving. Let me tell you something I learned the hard way. There was a time I kept saying I wanted to get better at public speaking. I would watch videos, I would take notes, I would imagine myself on stage, confident, sharp, respected. But every time there was a real chance to speak in front of people, I'd find an excuse. I'm not prepared, this isn't the right crowd, I'll embarrass myself. On the outside, it looked like I was being careful. On the inside, I was protecting something. One day, a friend pushed me to present at a small event. Nothing big, 20 people. I almost said no. My heart was racing. I could feel my palms sweating. But I said yes. I stood there, started talking, and within 2 minutes, I lost my train of thought. My voice shook. Someone looked at their phone. I felt exposed, small. I rushed through the rest and sat down, pretending I didn't care. That night was brutal. I replayed every second, every mistake. I felt stupid. But here's what hit me later. The pain wasn't just from messing up. It was from realizing I had been protecting this weakness for years. As long as I didn't try, I could believe I was potentially good. The moment I tried and failed, that illusion cracked. That's what we do. We protect our weaknesses because they're tied to our identity. If you secretly believe you're bad at math, you avoid math. If you think you're awkward socially, you avoid social situations. If you think you're not disciplined, you avoid serious commitments. And every time you avoid, you feel safe. You don't have to face proof that your fear might be true. But here's the twist. By protecting the weakness, you make it permanent. Avoiding feels like relief, but it's short-term relief, long-term damage. When you don't try, you can always say, I could have done better if I really tried. That sentence becomes your shield. It protects your ego. It protects your image. It protects your story about yourself. But it also traps you. I realized something uncomfortable. I wasn't afraid of failing. I was afraid of finding out where I truly stood. Because once you know, you can't hide behind potential anymore. You either have to improve or accept it. And improvement requires looking stupid for a while. Most people don't lack talent. They lack willingness to be seen as beginners. Think about your own life. What's the one thing you keep postponing? The gym? Starting a channel? Applying for that job? Having that hard conversation? Notice the pattern. You gather information, you plan, you think about it. But when action time comes, something stops you. That something is your mind trying to protect your current identity. Your brain would rather keep you small and safe than risk a hit to your self-image. So how do you get relief from this? First, stop calling it laziness. It's not laziness, it's protection. Once you see that, you stop hating yourself. And when you stop hating yourself, you can actually change. Second, lower the size of the threat. Don't say, I'm going to become confident. Say, I'm going to be awkward 5 times this week. Don't say, I'll transform my body. Say, I'll show up and feel uncomfortable for 20 minutes. Make it about exposure, not perfection. Third, detach your identity from performance. You are not your current skill level. You are a person learning a skill. That small shift changes everything. When you see failure as data, not as proof of worth, you stop protecting weakness and start training it. The first few times will still hurt. You will still feel that heat in your chest, that voice saying, this is not you. But stay. Don't run. The more you face it, the less it controls you. Here's what happens when you stop protecting your weaknesses. They shrink, slowly, quietly, and something stronger grows in their place. Not just skill,
self-trust. You start respecting yourself, not because you win, but because you show up. And that's the real shift, when you stop trying to look strong and start trying to become strong. If this hits something real for you, don't just nod and move on. Make a decision. Pick one weakness you've been protecting this week. Small step, no drama, just action. And if you want more conversations like this, where we say the things most people avoid saying, stay close, subscribe, like, not for numbers, but because the more you expose yourself to truth like this, the harder it becomes to hide from your own potential. You don't need more motivation, you need fewer hiding spots. Let's stop protecting what's keeping you small.